नक्तु करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं नीलाम्बुजश्यामलकोमलाङ्गं सीतासमारोपितवामभागं पाणौ महासायकचारुचापं नमामि रामं रघुवंशनाथम् अतुलितबलधामं हेमशैलाभदेहं दनुजवनकृशानुं ज्ञानिनामग्रगण्यं सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणामधीशं रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि। कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलं। तपस्वाध्याय निरतं तपस्वी वाग्विदाम्बरं नारदं परिपप्रच्छ वाल्मीकिर्मुनिपुङ्गवम्। श्रीनाथे जानकीनाथे वेदः परमात्मने तथा सरस्वं रामः। So yesterday in the last session we saw a little bit of introduction of what is the meaning of the word Sri Rama, what is the meaning of the word Ramayana. We also saw how Valmiki Ramayana is itihasa, is a history, not a mythology. Many times we hear these words and we use also these terms. Mythological character Ram, isn't it? He is not a mythological character. He is a character from history, true story, right? So the change has to start from us. We have to start calling it as a history. We have to propagate also it as a history only, something that happened. Thus it happened, itihasa. So we understood how Valmiki Ramayana is itihasa also. There are a number of other Ramayanas which are written for different purpose. And in all languages we have Ramayana because the story is so beautiful that nobody can resist. So we have in Sanskrit also Adhyatma Ramayana is there other than Valmiki Ramayana. We have other Ramayanas in different languages also, Ananda Ramayana, Bhavartha Ramayana, Tulsi Ramayana, Kamba Ramayana, etc., etc. So we have so many different people writing about Ramayana in so many different languages for so many different purposes. What is the purpose of Valmiki ji? The purpose is to write history as it happened. And therefore, he doesn't go too much into praising the Lord, etc. Actually, throughout the Ramayana, very few times Bhagavan's real nature is shown. Most of the times, he is shown as a human being. Maryada Purushottama, Uttama Purusha, is shown as an ideal human being, right? But interestingly, the Ramayana begins by showing how he was an extraordinary person. Of course, in the story when it starts, it is also said that he was born, Bhagavan Vishnu only took incarnation to Dashrath and Kausalya. That all is there, but he is shown as an ideal human being, something that all of us can imbibe, right? So that is how it begins. We also saw in the last session the backstory of Valmiki ji and also of Narad ji. The conversation is happening between Narad ji and Valmiki ji in this first chapter of Valmiki Ramayana, isn't it? One more interesting thing that we will see in Valmiki Ramayana, unlike other texts that we study, Bhagavat and Bhagavad Gita, etc., there will be clear indication of who is speaking, isn't it? In Bhagavat also, Shri Shuka Uvacha, isn't it? Rishayah Uchuhu, Bhagavad Gita, etc. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, Dhritarashtra Uvacha, Sanjaya Uvacha. It looks like that this way of writing who is talking came afterwards, after Valmiki ji. Because in Valmiki Ramayana, you don't see that happening. Narada Uvacha, Sri Rama Uvacha, nothing like that is there. So it is just poetry. So who is speaking to whom? Everything is taken in the verse itself. So in the verse itself, it will be introduced as, okay, now this person is saying to him. So therefore we have the first verse, tapaswadhyaya niratam, tapasvi vagvidamvaram, naradam paripapracha, Valmikir munipungavam. Valmikihi paripapracha. Valmiki ji asked. Whom? Naradam paripapracha, to Narada. Who is Valmiki ji? Tapasvi Valmikihi. The one who has done lot of tapas, lot of austerity, we have seen. And to whom? To Narada. Who is this Narada? Tapaswadhyaya niratam, one who is ever engaged in austerity and study. Vagvidam varam, one who is greatest among all the Vagvid, those knowers of speech, means the orators. Munipungavam, one who is the king among all the munis, one who is the best among all munis. To this Narada, Valmiki ji asked, paripapracha, not said, asked, which means what? Now the questions are going to come, right? Now somebody, all of you are all Vedanta students, so you will ask me questions. Vedji, where is Mangalacharana? Where is Anubandha Chatushtaya? Because before writing every text, you are supposed to tell all these things, isn't it? Now please understand, this is Adi Kavya. This is the first text. So maybe the rules for writing text came afterwards. It always happens like this. Therefore, maybe at that time such rules were not. First time he is writing. Not that all rules will be created before he starts writing. So we don't see much of Anubandha Chatushtaya, etc. But Mangalacharana is there. Why? Because the word tapas itself is Mangalavachaka Shabda. We have studied in Bhagavata, Srimad Bhagavatam, that when Brahmaji was created from the Nabhi of Bhagavan Vishnu, that lotus came and Brahmaji was created, and he didn't know how to start the creation. First word that he heard was combination of these two letters, the 16th letter and 21st letter, ta and pa. So tapa he heard. So first words that Brahmaji heard before the creation was tapa. And then he did tapas and he got Bhagavan's darshana, and then Bhagavan's upadesha happened, and then Brahmaji started to create. So first word heard by Brahmaji is of course Mangalavachaka. It is the auspicious word, and therefore this Tapaswadhyaya Niratam, the text begins with the remembrance of Mangalavachaka Shabda Tapas. So it is Mangalacharana. Now, Brahmaji, not Brahmaji, now Valmiki ji is asking these questions to Naradji. What is that? Let us read verse number 2, 3, 4 and 5. I will chant, you please repeat after me. Konvasmin sampratam loke Gunavan kascha viryavan Dharmajñascha kritajñascha Satyavakyo dridhavrataha Charitrena chako yuktaha Sarvabhuteshu kohitaha Vidvan kah samarthascha Kashchaika priyadarshanah Atmavan kojita krodhaha Dyutiman ko nasuyakaha Kasya bibhyati devascha Jataroshasya samyuge Etadichamyaham shrotum
etadichhamyaham shrotum
param kautuhalam hime
paran kautuhalam hime
maharshe tvam samarthosi
maharshe tvam samarthosi
jnatumevam vidham naram.
jnatumevam vidham naram.
So Valmiki hi paripapracha. Valmiki ji asked, what is that? Series of questions he is asking. But all these questions are about qualities of beings. He's saying, Kaha nu asmin sampratam loke gunavan. Kaha gunavan. Asmin sampratam loke. In this present world, who is a person who is gunavan? Gunavan, virtuous. Now, a set of values, virtues will be mentioned. So every time, first he says kaha, kaha, etc. In many places, other places we have to understand that there is a question kaha. Kaha gunavan, who is virtuous? In this present world, who is virtuous? Kahacha viryavan, who is valorous? Valorous. Viryaha, viryam yasya asti. Viryavat, viryavan. Kaha viryavan. Who is that valorous person? Who is virtuous? Who is valorous? Dharmadnya cha. Who is dharmadnya? Dharmadnya means what? Dharmam janati. One who understands what is dharma. Right? Dharmadnya kaha. Kritadnya kaha. Kritam janati. Kritam, one who is grateful. One meaning of kritadnya. One kritadnya word we also use. Kritadnya. One who is grateful means one who remembers what somebody has done for that person. Other word is kritagna. Kritam hanti. He doesn't remember anything. Ungrateful, we say, no? Who is a grateful person? One meaning. Or kritam kim asti iti janati. What is to be done? One who knows. Means what? One who knows dharma. One who knows what is right and what is wrong. And one who knows what is to be, is not to be done. Kritadnyaha kaha. Satyavakyaha kaha. Who is Satyavakya? Again, two meanings. Satyavakya means what? One who speaks truth. Satyam vadati. Satyavakya. Second meaning is what? One who does what he says. One who makes his vakya satya. See? Beauty of Sanskrit language, you see. Satyavakya means one who speaks truth. Another meaning is one who does what he says. Means what? जो मैं करता हूं, नहीं, जो मैं बोलता हूं मैं करता हूं. हाँ, correct. That. जो मैं नहीं बोलता वो मैं नहीं करता. Not that. But जो मैं बोलता हूं वो मैं करता हूं. What one says, he does it. Means what? If he says to somebody that I will help you, that person will help. If the person says, I know, that person does know. Satyavakya, one who speaks truth or one who does what he says. Satyavakya. Dridhavrataha. Dridhavrataha, firm in his resolve. Now, please don't get entangled in gender. I am saying his. Swamiji, what do you mean? Woman cannot have these qualities. Women can have. Nobody is saying no. But the word used is kaha. Kaha is pullinga shabda. Therefore, I am saying his. If ka was there, ka, gunavati, viryavati, then I would have said her. In the Sanskrit, kaha is said. Also, we have to understand, when the question is asked, the question may be asked as kaha. Answer may be given that there is a lady who has all these qualities. There's a possibility. In Sanskrit, this gender is not too much. For Vyakarana, gender is very important. But while speaking, that is not the most important thing. Nowadays, if I say man of wisdom, immediately they will start saying, what do you mean? Women cannot have wisdom or what? Women cannot realize, nothing like that. We have to use some gender. So now they have started talking person of wisdom, not man of wisdom, person of wisdom. Why? Don't take any side. But we are all matured people. We understand. Though it is said kaha, it can mean ka also. But all pullinga shabdas are used. Gunavan, Kirtivan, Satyavakya, all pullinga shabdas. Therefore, I am saying his. Okay? Dridhavrataha, one who is firm in his resolve. Dridhavrataha. Next is what? Charitrena kaha yuktaha. Who is that? Who is yukta? Who is always joined with charitra. Charitra means right conduct. Who is that person who has right conduct? Charitra. Charitra. Charitrena chako yuktaha. Who is that person who has got right conduct? How a person should live, that person lives like that. That is called charitrena yuktaha. Sarva bhuteshu ko hitaha. Who is beneficial to all beings, who is friendly towards all beings. Sarva bhuteshu. Sarva bhuta is said, not just human beings. Sarva bhuteshu. To all beings, who is hitaha, who is beneficial, who is friendly towards all beings. Vidwan kaha. Who is vidwan? Vidwan, with knowledge. One who has knowledge, wise. Who is a wise person? Kaha samartha cha. Who is samartha? Samartha means capable, powerful. Kaha vidwan, kaha samartha. Who is capable person. Very beautiful. Next one. Kaha cha eka priyadarshanaha. A beautiful adjective. Eka priyadarshanaha. Eka means singularly. And Priya Darshana means very pleasant to look at. Eka Priya Darshana, singularly love. Not shabby to look at. Yeah, did you take bath? Not like that. Whenever you look at that person, singularly lovable appearance. Immediately a smile comes on one who is seeing to that person's face. Smile comes the moment you look at that person. Who is such a person? Eka Priya Darshana. Atmavan kaha. Kaha Atmavan. Who is that person who has got Atma? Hey? Everybody has got Atma. Atmavan means who is that who is realized? Atma yasya asti. Iti Atmavan na. Not the person who has got Atma. Everybody has got Atman. One who knows that Atman. Or another meaning, Atmavan, one who has controlled his mind. Atma word is also used for mind. In Bhagavad Gita, many places word Atma is used for mind. Right? So one who has controlled mind. Who is Atmavan? Jita krodhaha. Kena krodhaha jitaha. Who has conquered anger. Who has conquered anger. Jita krodhaha. Dyutiman. Who is that? Who is Dyutiman? One with splendor. Splendor. Dyutiman. One who has Dyuti. Anasuyakaha. Anasuyakaha means what? Who doesn't have fault-finding nature. Asuya yasya nasti. Iti anasuyakaha. Anasuya. Have you heard? Atri Anasuya. The Anasuya is a feminine gender word. Anasuyakaha. Anasuyakaha. One who doesn't find faults in others. One who is not jealous. Anasuyakaha. Anasuyakaha kaha. Kasya जातरोषस्य कस्य जातरोषस्य संयुगे जातरोषस्य देवाः बिभ्यति. Samyuge, in the war, Jataroshasya, when he gets angry, Devaha bibeti. Devatas also start to tremble with fear. Who is that person? Now somebody will say, Veggie. Technical doubt. What? Just in the previous line he said Jita Krodha. Now you are First you said one who doesn't get angry, who has conquered anger. And now you are saying one when gets angry in the war. See, the words used are very different. Krodha and Rosha. Valmiki ji will not come in your hand so easily. Krodha means anger. Rosha is a different kind of anger. Rosha means what? When something adharmic is happening, the anger that you have towards that is called as Rosha. Sometimes the word Manyu will be used. In Vedas, etc., word Manyu is used for this Rosha. Rosha means, see, anger means what? Somebody does something to me, I get angry. That is anger. That is a negative quality that one should not have. One should conquer that. Rosha means what? When something wrong is happening, you get angry about that wrong thing, not because something has happened to you. Now that Rosha is very much important. And that's why he has clarified, Samyuge jata roshasya kasya devaha bibhyati. In the war, when adharma is there, who gets angry against it and starts to put them into their place. And when he gets that avesha of Rosha, devaha bibhyati. Devatas are afraid. Of whom? That I want to know. Bibhyati, plural, okay? Bibheti, bibhyati. Devaha bibhyati. Who, of whom are these devatas afraid when he gets angry in the war? So if you count, he's asked about 16 qualities. Correct? Gunavan, Viryavan, Dharmadnya, Kritatnya, Satyavakya, Dridhavrata, Charitrena Yukta, Sarvabhuteshu Hita, Vidwan, Samartha, Ekapriyadarshana, Atmavan, Jitakrodha, Dyutiman, Anasuyaka, Samyuge jata roshasya kasya devaha bibhyati. So he's asked about 16 qualities and he has asked, who is such a person? And he concludes, Valmiki ji says, Etad ichhami aham shrotum. Aham etat shrotum ichhami. I wish to listen to this. Param kautuhalam hime. I have got lot of curiosity. Who is such a person? Also, hey Maharshi, O Naradji, Tvam samartha asi. You are capable. Capable of what? Jnatum evam vidham naram. Evam vidham naram jnatum tvam samartha asi. You are capable of knowing such a person. Therefore, O Naradji, I want to know who is a person in this present world who has all these qualities. Now, generally when you ask series of questions, and actually each one is independent question, isn't it? Kaha gunavan, kaha viryavan. So you can go and answering one, saying that gunavan is person A, viryavan is person B. Then Satyavakya Kritadnya is person C. Like the different people you can answer. But what Naradji says, let us read verse number 6. First introduction is there that now Naradji will speak to Valmiki. See, I told you there is no Narada Uvacha, is not there. So that Narada Uvacha is explained in this verse number 6. Shrutva chaitatrilokajnyaha
Shrutva chaitatrilokajnyaha
Valmikirnarado vachaha
Valmikirnarado vachaha
Shruyatamiti cha mantrya
Shruyatamiti cha mantrya
Prahrushto vakyam abravit.
Prahrushto vakyam abravit.
Etat shrutva. Listening to this shrutva. Very good. Kradanta, no? Which kind of kradanta? Twanta. Very good. Shrutva. Having listened. So having listened means what? It is apurna kriya. Verb is not complete. Something will come. What is that? Etat shrutva Trilokadnyah Naradah Shruyatam iti cha amantrya Labanta Prarishtasan Vakyam Abravit. What is the verb of the sentence? Abravit, said. Who said? Narada Abravit. When Valmikehe Vachaha Etat Shrutva, having listened to this statement of Valmiki or this speech of Valmiki, Valmikehe Shashti, listening to this speech of Valmiki, Shruyatam iti cha amantrya, saying, amantrya is actually inviting by saying Shruyatam, listen, iti amantrya, listen, saying this, prarishtasan, becoming happy. Vakyam abravit, Naradji said this. Means not, hey yaar, one more question has come, now I have to answer. Not like that. Prarishtasan. Now, think about why Naradji is prarishta. Prarishta prakarshena rishta. One who is very happy. Why? Because, see, when do noble people become happy? When somebody asks some question which is pertaining to something higher. One reason. You're not asking, Swamiji, my son is not listening to me, what should I do? Valmiki ji is not asking that question. My grandmother, my mother-in-law, all the people all the time keep on eating my head. What should I do? Should I do science or should I do commerce? Nothing like that. No such question is asked. Now you know what kind of questions you should not ask to noble people. They become happy when something higher thing is asked. They become happy when they get a chance to speak about Lord. Why? Because nicely Valmiki ji has asked, and now he has got a chance to enumerate, to explain, to expound the glory and the qualities of the Lord. He is asked of all the qualities which are there in a person. Naradji nicely got a chance. What? To answer with qualities of Bhagavan. So, Valmiki ji asked about 16 qualities and said, please tell me who is a person who has these qualities. Valmiki ji asked, isn't it? Naradji replies with 67 qualities and says that there is one person who has all the 16 qualities that you have asked, plus he has number of other qualities. Who is that? Next verse. Bahavo aschaiva
Bahavo durlabhaschaiva
ye tvaya kirtita gunaha
ye tvaya kirtita gunaha
mune vakshyamyaham buddhva
mune vakshyamyaham buddhva
tairyukta shruyatam naraha.
tairyukta shruyatam naraha.
Ye tvaya kirtitaha gunaha, the qualities that you have glorified, bahavaha, they are many. Durlabhaha, they are very rare also. Not in every single human being you will find these qualities. Gunavan, Viryavan, Dharmadnya, Kritadnya, Satyavakya. You take one quality of Satyavakya, how many of us can say that I am Satyavakya? That I always speak truth, or I always do what I speak. How many of us can do that? These are rare qualities. He Mune, aham taihi yuktaha naraha buddhva vakshami. He Mune. Oh, Muni. You are also Muni only. You are also a reflective person. That's why you asked such a question. Taihi yuktaha naraha. A person who is endowed with these qualities, naraha, okay? Singular. Is not said naraha. Not people who have these qualities. There is one person with all these qualities. Iti buddhva vakshami. I will tell you, after having thought about, I can only come up with one name Vakshami, I will tell about that person. Shruyatam, listen. So Naradji started explaining and also has done what we call as Shrotru Abhimukhi Karanam. You know what is Shrotru Abhimukhi Karanam? Capture Shrotru Abhimukhi Karanam, turning that person's face towards you. Means what? Catching the attention. Shruyatam, listen, I will tell you. Now he begins with the exposition of gunas from verses 8 to 19. So we'll not chant all of them together. We'll chant 3 verses and we'll see the meaning of 3 verses. Let us see. Ikshvaku Vamsha Prabhavaha.
Ikshvaku Vamsha Prabhavaha.
Ramo Nama Janai Shrutaha.
Ramo Nama Janai Shrutaha.
Niyatatma Mahaviryaha.
Niyatatma Mahaviryaha.
Dyutiman Dhritiman Vashi.
Dyutiman Dhritiman Vashi.
Buddhiman Nitiman Vagmi.
Buddhiman Nittiman Vagmi.
Shriman Chatrunibarhanaha.
Shriman Chatrunibarhanaha.
Vipulam Somahabahuhu.
Vipulam so Mahabahuhu.
Kambugrivo Mahahanuhu.
Kambugrivo Mahahanuhu.
Mahorasko Maheshvasaha.
Mahorasko Maheshvasaha.
Gudhajatrurarindamaha.
Gudhajatrurarindamaha.
Ajanubahu Sushiraha.
Ajanubahu Sushiraha.
Sulalatas Suvikramaha.
Sulalatasu Vikramaha.
I will tell you what Taihi Yuktaha Naraha Vakshami. I will tell you about a person who is endowed with all these qualities. Who is that? Ikshvaku Vamsha Prabhavaha. One who is born in Ikshvaku Vamsha. Vamsha lineage. Lineage of Ikshvaku. Who was this Ikshvaku? Ikshvaku was the first king in the Surya Vamsha. In the Surya Vamsha. Ikshvaku. Have you heard this word Ikshvaku? Where? Where? Gita. Huh? Oh. Manu Ikshvakave Bravit. Manuhu Ikshvakave Abravit. Son of Manu, who started Surya Vamsha, first king of Surya Vamsha, the knowledge which came, 4th chapter of Gita. Right? So Ikshvaku was the first son. So Ikshvaku Vamsha Prabhavaha. One who appeared in the Ikshvaku Kula, in the lineage of Ikshvaku. But Ikshvaku Vamsha, so many people came. Ramo Nama. Ramaha Nama. One who was named Rama. Janaihi Shrutaha. And it is well known, famous, heard about this Rama. Everybody has heard. That is the person with all these qualities. So now the qualities which will be enumerated, explained, are of Sri Rama. One question often comes, why is this so much of description? 16 qualities were said. Naradji could have just said no. Yes, there is a person. Question was what? Kaha. Answer should have been Sri Rama. Over, topic closed. Valmiki ji has not asked Katham. How is that Rama had all these qualities? That is not asked. Kaha. Who is that? So actually the answer should be over in this line. Ikshvaku Vamsha Prabhavaha. Ramo Namaha. Ramaha Nama. Janishvrutaha. Over. Now again qualities are mentioned. Why? Because when we listen to the qualities of Bhagavan, devotion comes to our heart. Simple. You like some actor, you like some cricketer, sports person, isn't it? What do you want to know? You want to listen to the greatness of that person, yes or no? You know what happened one time? India was 75 for 5 and 350 to chase. And in walked your favorite batsman. And everybody was stunned. And why? You like the person, you want to listen to that person's glory. You want to listen to that person's qualities. That is not only a great cricketer, but a great human being. He's got so many schools that he's running and free of charge. He's doing so much of charity work. Yeah, you want to listen to them. Then what happens? Then the love for that person increases in your heart. Narad Bhakti Sutra, you are studying, no? So in Narad Bhakti Sutra also, one question is asked by Naradji only. He's saying, not question, tasyaha sadhanani gayanti acharyaha. One section begins where he says that sadhanas to inculcate bhakti are spoken by the great teachers. And in that one, very important is lokepi bhagavad guna shravana kirtanat. Lokepi, even in the world, bhagavad guna, the qualities of the Lord, shravana, listening, kirtanat, by sharing, by singing the glories, by the singing about the qualities of the Lord itself, devotion comes to our heart. Also, see, when somebody is glorified, no, generally it is done in a way what is called as overdoing, isn't it? Prashamsa, glorification is generally, it is more than what that person is. Somebody is sung very well, then you say, oh, you sing like Lata Mangeshkar. We say like that, isn't it? Now, of course, that person doesn't sing like Lata Mangeshkar at all. You also know it, but you are telling more than what that person has. You think from other point of view also, Lata Mangeshkar's insult it is. You are calling some person that you are singing like Lata Mangeshkar. But let us not go there. The point is what? Whenever we want to glorify, whenever we do prashamsa, we over exaggerate. But about Bhagavan, it is not like that. It is always an under exaggeration. I don't know whether such term is there in English. Under exaggeration. Always over exaggeration. Fine. I don't like English, that's why. It is always less than what he already has. Why? Because the qualities are so many that you cannot even cover. So whatever you say is still less than what he is. So remember this point also. So there is no end. There is one verse also, no? There is no end to the qualities of the Lord. Underestimating. He's actually underestimating his capacity. His actual qualities are underestimated only, even though we are enumerating. So 67 qualities will be enumerated, but still that doesn't mean this is Sri Ram. Sri Ram is much more than these qualities. Few we are enumerating. That verse I remembered. The verse says that if I make entire sky as the paper and the ocean as the ink, and if Saraswati herself starts to write the qualities of Bhagavan, still it will not be enough. See, so qualities are enumerated in order to inculcate devotion in us. And it is not actually glorification. It is actually less than what Bhagavan actually is. Right? With this idea, we should listen to the qualities. Okay? Then we will understand what he's trying to say. Okay. So, Ikshvaku Amsha Prabhavaha Ramo Nama Janaihi Shrutaha. Well known. Everybody has heard. How is he? Starts. Niyatatma. First quality. Niyatatma. One who has got Niyata Atma, controlled mind. Mahaviryaha. You asked Viryavan, valorous. Let me tell you, Mahavirya, very valorous. Not just simple, small thing. We'll see in the story when we start. Oh, Bhagavan Sri Rama has, you can't even compare him with anybody, not even with Arjuna. Can't compare. We'll see. In 1 hour, he killed 14,000 asuras, Rakshasas. In 1 hour. I am not saying Valmiki Ramayana says in 1 hour. In 1 hour, he just told Lakshmana, you just go there and wait and protect Sita ji. Let me just go and come. Went and 14,000 and came back. Many times, we hear different stories from different places, and it gets clouded. Our vision gets clouded. Many people say that, actually Ravana was stronger than Sri Rama. Not at all. Not at all. Actually, what happened, in that final war between Rama and Ravana, Ravana is failing miserably, about to die, where Sri Rama stops the war and says, Ravana, you are not fighting properly. You are tired. Go, rest. Come back tomorrow. We'll fight tomorrow. And Ravana goes. I'm not joking. It's there in Valmiki Ramayana. We'll see when it comes. He goes, takes rest. Next day he comes, and next day he is killed. Bhagavan says, I don't want to kill you now and say that, oh, Ravana was tired and therefore you could kill. No, you go take rest. Come back tomorrow. So never doubt prowess of Sri Rama. See, he will look very soft, Komala. Jataroshasya samyuge. In the war, when he gets angry, Devaha bibhyati. Even Devatas are afraid. So don't forget that it is same Vishnu who came as Narasimha. So don't forget that. So Mahavirya, Dyutiman, effulgent. Dhritiman, resolute. We have said no, firm in the resolve. Dhritiman, Vashi, one who has controlled senses. Mind is also under control, senses are also under control. Buddhiman, intelligent. Buddhiman. Nitiman. Nitiman means what? One who is expert in niti. Now, niti word loosely can be translated as policies or politics or morality. But that's not actually the translation of the word niti. Niti is combination of so many things. Niti is also technique, skill. I'm trying to find English words, okay? All put together makes the meaning niti. Or trick is also called niti. Trick, what you use in different politics and in war, etc. That is also called as niti. Strategy also is called as niti. So nitiman. Vagmi. Vagmi means orator. Orator means one who speaks well. Shriman. Shriman, endowed with Shri, wealth. Bhagavan is actually literally Shriman. Why? Because Shri means Lakshmi. So Shriman. So all of those who are married men, before their name Shriman will be written in our culture, isn't it? Shriman, so and so. Shrimati, so and so. Isn't it? So Shriman, we are just namesake Shriman. Bhagavan is actually Shriman. Why? Shrihi asya asti. One who has got Shri, Lakshmi, Shriman. Shatru nibarhanaha, one who is destroyer of enemies. Shatru nibarhanaha. Vipulamsaha, beautiful. Vipula means in plenty. Amsa means shoulder. So actually what it means is broad shoulders. So his entire look is also praised. Vipulamsaha, broad shoulders. Mahabahuhu. Mahabahu means huge or strong arms. Mahabahuhu. Kambugrivaha. Kambugrivaha means conch shaped neck. Grivaha means neck. Neck is like a conch. Means what? It's very beautifully shaped. Conch shaped. Kambu grivaha. Mahahanuhu, one who has got a large or beautiful chin, not double chin, okay? Not like us, not double chin, but beautiful chin. Mahoraskaha, Mahoraskaha, broad chest. Uraskaha, Mahan Uraskaha. Ura means chest, broad chest. Mahoraskaha. Maheshwasaha, Maha Ishu Asaha. You know this word Maheshwasaha. First chapter of Gita it comes. Great archer. Maha Ishu, Ishu Asaha. Ishu Asaha means one who has got one who is very adept in archery. Ishu means arrows. Ishu means arrows. So one who is very good in throwing arrows means one who is a great archer. Gudha Jatruhu. Gudha Jatruhu, very interesting. Whose collarbone is Gudha. Gudha means covered. Covered with what? Flesh. Means what? You see, when a person is very thin and doesn't eat properly, then the collarbone, etc. is seen. You must have seen, no? Now his collarbone is not seen, it is covered. Means what? He is a strong person. Gudha Jatruhu. Muscles are there. Flesh is covering the Jatru. Gudha Jatruhu. Interesting. Arindamaha. Arindamaha means one who is subduer of the foes, one who controls his foes, enemies. Arindamaha. Ajanubahuhu. One whose hands are up to his janu. Janu means knees. Veggie. Mine also. See? Ajanubahu. No, when you stand, his bahu, his hands are up to his knees. In olden days, that was considered to be a good lakshana. When lakshanas are spoken of, no, lakshana, how will you translate? Features. Good features of a man, then this is one of the good features. That time they used to check all these things. Nowadays also we check, but let it be. Ajanubahu, one whose bahu are till janu. Means up to. Ajanubahu. Sushiraha. Sushiraha means perfectly shaped shira. Shiras means head. Not in one direction, it has grown little more. Some people, mine is one. Why? Because when you put helmet, no, that is the only part which touches the helmet. All other parts are not. Very different. No. Sushiraha, very perfect. Sushiraha. Sulalataha. Beautiful forehead also. Sulalataha. Suvikramaha. Suvikramaha, great achiever. Has done many vikramas, parakramas. Okay, great achiever. Such a person he is. Let us continue. Samassamavibhaktangaha.
Samassamavibhaktangaha.
Snigdhavarnah pratapavan.
Snigdhavarnah pratapavan.
Peenavaksha vishalakshah.
Peenavaksha vishalakshah.
Lakshmivan shubhalakshanah.
Lakshmivan shubhalakshanah.
Dharmadnya satyasandhascha.
Dharmajna satyasandhascha.
Prajanam chahite ratah.
Prajanam chahite ratah.
Yashasvi jnana sampannah.
Yashasvi jnana sampannah.
Shuchirvashya samadhiman.
Shuchirvashya samadhiman.
Prajapati samashriman.
Prajapati samashriman.
Dhatari punishudanah.
Dhatari punishudanaha.
Rakshita jivalokasya.
Rakshita jivalokasya.
Dharmasya parirakshita.
Dharmasya parirakshita.
Hmm. He continues. Samaha. Samaha means equal. Equal, non-partial. Samaha. And samavibhaktangaha, one who has got all his limbs correct proportion. Samavibhakta angaha. So actually, when you see in the context, it is describing his features, isn't it? So samaha, samaha, we said one who is non-partial, no? Sama, equal to all. Should not be taken in that meaning. Samaha means not too tall, not too short. Samaha is correct. Correct in his height. Samaha. Samavibhaktangaha, one who has got all his limbs in correct proportion, correct feature. Samavibhaktangaha, well positioned. Snigdha varnaha. Snigdha varnaha. Varnaha means color. Snigdha actually means oily. Sneha means oil. So snigdha varna means one who has got oily color. Oily means his skin is not dry. That's what it means. Glowing. Buttery skin, if you want to say. Snigdha varnaha. Pratapavan. Pratapavan, mighty. Peenavaksha, rounded chest. Rounded chest means muscles are there. Not flat. Not that somehow the chest. No, no, no. Muscles. Peenavaksha. Vishalaksha. Vishalakshini yasya. One whose eyes are Vishala. Vishala means beautiful, big eyes. Vishalaksha. Lakshmivan. Full of splendor. Lakshmivan. Shubha Lakshanaha. Auspicious marks, features are there on his body. So they will speak of marks also, because he is avatar of Vishnu. So he of course has the Lakshanas. Lakshana has got different meaning. Lakshana means features. Lakshana also means indicators. So Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma will be there on his feet. Of course, Vishnu Bhagavan's avatar. So Shubha Lakshana. Shubha means auspicious. His auspicious marks are there. Dharmadnya. Valmiki ji has asked about whether who is that person who is Dharmadnya. Dharmadnya, knower of dharma, knower of righteousness. Satyasandha. One who has done sandhi with Satya. Sandhi means united. United with Satya, truth. Truthful. Satyasandha. Prajanam cha hiterataha. Ever engaged in the well-being of praja, of the beings. Sarva bhuteshu ko hitaha was the question. Prajanam cha hiterataha is the answer. Yashasvi. Yashasvi, successful, famous. Yashasvi. Jnana sampannaha, endowed with knowledge, full of wisdom. Jnana sampannaha. Shuchihi. Shuchihi, pure. Pure in his acharana and pure overall also, physically also pure. Shuchihi. Vashyaha. Vashyaha, self-controlled. Doesn't allow his mind to go beyond the limit. Self-controlled. Vashyaha. Samadhiman. Samadhiman, one who has got focused mind. Samyak adhanam. Concentrated mind. One who has got such a mind. Samadhiman. Prajapati samaha dhata. Shriman dhata is there, no? Prajapati samaha Shriman dhata. Prajapati samaha, like the Prajapati. Prajapati here, Brahmaji. One who is like Prajapati. In what way? Dhata. Dhata means the nourisher, the supporter. Dharayati sarvan. One who upholds everything. Shriman. Brahmaji also has got Shriman, no? Because Brahmaji is also Shriman because he has to create. He needs that. So Prajapati samaha Shriman dhata, one quality. Ripu nishudanaha, slayer of the enemies. Nishudana. Ripu means enemies. Ripu Nishudana. Rakshita Jivalokasya. Jivalokasya Rakshita. Protector of living beings. Protector of living beings. Dharmasya Parirakshita. And also protector of dharma. See, this is interesting, okay? Jivasya, Rakshita Jivalokasya, Dharmasya Parirakshita. Means what? He will protect human beings, living beings, as long as they are following dharma. The moment they do adharma, he won't mind destroying them also. Why? Dharmasya Parirakshita. Otherwise, people often ask, Jivasya Parirakshita is said, and then he is killing so many asuras and rakshasas, etc. Dharmasya Parirakshita. To uphold dharma, that has to be done. He will do that. Even when he is killing somebody, it is for their own benefit. Please remember this. Why? Because whoever is killed by Sri Rama, you imagine, oh, what luck. Even to be destroyed by Bhagavan. What luck. And we have heard the stories that Ravana, when he was killed, that Ravana's Prana Jyoti, that Jiva became one with Sri Ram. In Marathi, there is a very beautiful line we should never forget. Sakala Jivancha Karito Sambhala. Guruji always says this. Sakala Jivancha, of all the beings, Karito Sambhala. He is the one who takes care of all. So even whom you are calling as adharmi, and they are against our nation, etc., even their benefit, Bhagavan protects. Even of terrorists. Sometimes by killing them. Sometimes by teaching them a lesson. Yes, but he takes care of all. So, Jivalokasya Rakshita, Dharmasya Parirakshita. See, Pari means from all sides. He protects dharma from all sides. See how Sanskrit language is so beautiful. Rakshita, we have to chant, no? Rakshita swasya dharmasya.
Rakshita swasya dharmasya.
Swajanasya cha rakshita.
Swajanasya cha rakshita.
Veda vedanga tattvajnah.
Veda vedanga tattvajnah.
Dhanurvede cha nishtitah.
Dhanurvede cha nishtitah.
Sarvashastrartha tattvajnah.
Sarvashastrartha tattvajnah.
Smritiman pratibhanavan.
Smritiman pratibhanavan.
Sarvaloka priya sadhuhu.
Sarvaloka priya sadhuhu.
Adinatma vichakshanah.
Adinatma vichakshanah.
Sarvada bhigata sadbhihi.
Sarvada bhigata sadbihi.
Samudra iva sindhubihi.
Samudra iva sindhubihi.
Arya sarvasamaschaiva.
Arya sarvasamaschaiva.
Sadaiva priyadarshanaha.
Sadaiva priyadarshanaha.
Rakshita swasya dharmasya. Not only he is protector of dharma overall, swasya dharmasya rakshita. He is protector of one's own virtue or one's own duty. Means he is follower of one's own duty. Swadharmasya rakshita. Swasya dharmasya means swadharmasya rakshita. Swajanasya cha rakshita. And he is also protector of his own people. Who are Bhagavan's people? Bhaktas. Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhaktah pranashyati. Oh Arjuna, take a loudspeaker and announce what? My bhakta shall never perish. In Valmiki Ramayana also, when Vibhishana comes to offer Sharanagati, Bhagavan says that any person comes and says, surrenders unto me once, I give that person protection. Abhayam sarvabhutebhya dadami etad vratam mama. He says. In Valmiki Ramayana only shloka is there. Sarvabhutebhya abhayam dadami. I will protect that person from everyone. Why? Because there, when Vibhishana approached, Sugriva, etc., said that we should kill him. Why? He is enemy's brother. Bhagavan says, no. No, I will not. Why? That is my vrata. Why? Protector of one's own people, of bhaktas. Veda Vedanga Tattvajnaha. Tattvajnaha, Tattvam Janati. One who understands the secret, essence of Veda and Vedanga, of the Vedas and the Vedangas. Vedas, 4 Vedas, 6 Vedangas, Shiksha, Kalpa, etc. We know. So he knows the essence of Veda and Vedanga. Dhanurvede Nishtitaha. One who is master in archery. Dhanurveda. Dhanurvidya also. Dhanurveda means Dhanurvidya also. Not theoretical Dhanurveda, he doesn't know. Not that he has bioted all the portions of Dhanurveda, but actually never taken. Some people are like that. They take certain subjects in graduation and post-graduation. I remember I had met one girl who had come from Mauritius. She was studying in Pune. And in her BA, 3 years, 2 years, she studied tabla. She had tabla as a subject. So entire history of tabla and the drawing of tabla. But when I was playing, first time she saw tabla. When she came for a satsang and when I was playing, so she was looking like this. Then after the program, I asked, she said, I studied tabla for 2 years, but first time I am seeing. No, not like that. Dhanurveda Nishtita doesn't mean he only knows Dhanurveda. No, Dhanurvidya also. He knows, he is master in archery. Sarva Shastra Artha Tattvajna, one who knows the essence of the meaning of all scriptures. Sarva Shastra Artha Tattvajna, Tattvam Janati. Smritiman. Smritiman means one who has got sharp memory, doesn't forget. Pratibhanavan. Pratibhana means humor. Pratibhanavan means one who is with quick wit, knows how to answer. Pratibhanavan. Sarvaloka Priyaha, one who is dear of all people. Sarvalokasya Priyaha, or one who likes all people. Okay, so one who is dear to all and one for whom everyone is dear. Sarvaloka Priyaha. Sadhuhu, noble. Adinatma, Adina Atma, one whose mind is not Dina. Means what? One who is not, what we say? Conjuice mind. Karpanya dosha. One who doesn't have. That is Adinatma. One who is large-hearted. One who is very generous in his thinking and in everything. Adinatma. Vichakshanaha. Vichakshana means clever. Vichakshanaha. Sadbhihi sarvada abhigataha. Sarvada abhigata sadbhihi. He is always approached by noble people. Very interesting quality. It's not that he is approaching noble people. Noble people are approaching him. Why? Because they immediately recognize there is some goodness. See, we approach people who are like us. Isn't it? Today Ramayana Satsang is going on here, therefore you all have come. Suppose I open a bottle and sit here, some different people will come. You will go somewhere. Why? Sadbhi, Durbhi, Sada, Abhigat. What we do, whom we approach, how we are, that kind of people we approach. Now Sadbhi, by noble people he is approached. Means what? He is also noble. That's why he is approached by noble people. Samudraha iva Sindhubhi is giving example. Sindhubhihi Samudraha iva. Like the rivers approach the ocean. Like that, noble people approach him. Aryaha. Aryaha means noble. Good character. Sarva Samaha. Equal to all. See why I didn't take Samaha there to mean that equal. So there Sama means not very tall, not very. Sarva Samaha is equal to all. Sarveshu Samaha. Sada eva Priyadarshanaha. Eka Priyadarshana was said, you remember? One who has got a very beautiful appearance. Some word in English. Continence. Something like that. countenance, countenance, countenance. One who has got very beautiful appearance. Priyadarshana. Let us read two more slokas. Sacha sarvagунopetah.
Sacha sarvagунopetah.
Kausalyanandavardhanah.
Kausalyanandavardhanah.
Samudra iva gambhirye.
Samudra iva gambhirye.
Dhairyena himavaniva.
Dhairyena himavaniva.
Vishnuna sadrusho virye.
Drisho virye.
Somavat priyadarshanah.
Somavat priyadarshanaha.
Kalagni sadrishah krodhe.
Kalagni sadrishah krodhe.
Kshamaya prithvi samaha.
Shamaya prithvi samaha.
Dhanadena samastyage.
Dhanadena samastyage.
Satye dharma iva paraha.
Satye dharma iva paraha.
Up to here is qualities. So half of the 19th verse we have read. What is he saying here? Sahacha sarvagунopetah. Sarvaguna upetah. Endowed with all the virtues. I just enumerated few. 57 so far. Sarvagунopetah. All the virtues he is endowed with. Kausalya anandavardhanah. One who enhances, increases joy of Kausalya, of his mother. See, who can increase the joy of mother? One who does good things, isn't it? Then only mother will be proud of such a son, isn't it? So Kausalya Anandavardhana, one who increases, enhances joy of Kausalya. And now lot of comparison is done. Very beautiful. Samudra iva gambhirye. He is like Samudra, ocean. In what? Gambhirye, in the depth. The profundity of knowledge, he is like Samudra. The depth. Dhairyena himavaniva. He is like Himavan. Himalaya. He is like Himalaya, mountain. In what? Dhairya. Dhairya means fortitude. Means what? Doesn't move. So many people come and climb on it and go and do so many things. It doesn't move. Dhairyena himavaniva. Vishnuna sadrusho virye. In virya, in valor, he is like Vishnu. Why? Who else you can compare? So Vishnu. So like Vishnu, he is valorous. Vishnuna sadrusho virye. Somavat priyadarshanaha. And he is very pleasant, like Soma, like moon. You want to see moon, no? Like that. Though he is born in Surya Vamsha, but he is pleasant like moon. Kalagni sadrishaha krodhe. When he gets angry, he is like that Kala Agni, Pralaya Agni, the fire that brings Pralaya, that destroys the entire world. Like that he is there in Krodha. Kshamaya prithvi samaha. In forbearance or in forgiveness, he is like earth. Earth forbears, no? So many people's weight, so many things, objects, silently. And forgives also. That's why we ask for forgiveness also when we are getting up early morning. Krodhe, kalagni sadrishaha, kshamaya prithvi samaha. Dhanadena samaha tyage. In tyaga, giving, charity, he is like dhanadena sama. Dhanada means dhanam dadati, actually speaking. One who is a very charitable person. But here dhanada means kubera. How kubera gives, like that. Satye dharmaha iva aparaha. Satye, in truthfulness, he is apara dharma. Dharma means dharma, Yamadharma Raja, one who protects Satya. So in truthfulness, he is like other Yamaraja, other Dharmaraja. Such is Sri Rama. Now next line he says, Tam evam guna sampannam Ramam Satya Parakram. Now the gunas, the qualities of Bhagavan are over. Now the story of Bhagavan begins. Okay, which we will see in the next session. So qualities are over. Now the katha starts. Gunas are over. Katha starts. All right. Chalo. Veera Maruti, Gambhira Maruti.
Veera Maruti, Gambhira Maruti.
Veera Maruti, Ati Dhira Maruti.
Veera Maruti, Ati Veera Maruti.
Geeta Maruti, Sangeeta Maruti.
Geeta Maruti, Sangeeta Maruti.
Dhuta Maruti, Rama Dhuta Maruti.
Ramaduta Maruti.
Dhuta Maruti, Rama Dhuta Maruti.
Ramaduta Maruti.
Bhakta Maruti, Parama Bhakta 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 Maruti.
Veera Maruti, Gambhira Maruti.
Veera Maruti, Gambhira Maruti.
Gambhira Maruti.
Gambhira Maruti.
Gambhira Maruti.
Gambhira Maruti.
सियावर रामचंद्र की,
Jai.
पवन सुत हनुमान की,
Jai.
उमापति महादेव की, बोलो भाई सब संतन की, सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की।
Jai.
ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।